What is going on, movie meals? Movie meals. Before we get into anything, let's just thank the movie meal patrons right off the bat. Kimberly and Karen. If you, Kyle and I started a podcast. We're just talking about all things movies. Talk about Star Wars, directors, all this stuff. It's exclusive on Patreon at the $1 tier. It's linked in the description. Go follow the link. Join that $1 tier. Clip outs do drop on the following Monday. Episode comes out on Monday, and then the following Monday you'll get the clip outs. Some great clip outs have happened, some small reviews, some things like that. Kyle, did you want to talk about one of your reviews real quick?
Oh, yes, I can talk about it now for RRR. We heard from the comments section that I
We
called the movie a Bollywood movie when instead it is a Tollywood movie. And thank you for letting us know, especially me, because I love the movie so much. I'm sorry that I did not get it correct. Like I said, I just am not that knowledgeable when it comes to those types of movies. So I just made an assumption without following up and doing a bit of more research, and that's what I should have done. So thank you all very much for also politely telling us instead of coming at us very heatedly. Thank you guys for doing it respectfully. I just want to let you guys know that I heard you, and I will make sure to not just say things willy nilly and to do a bit more research next time. So thank you for that lesson, and again, I just want to apologize for that.
I just do what he tells me. He said he watched it. I was like, all right, sounds great. But look at these comments. The video is doing great over there. That review. I got to watch this movie. They're rocking it
It's
over there in
great.
Hollywood. You kidding me? I gotta get over
Yeah.
there and get watching. Um, all right, let's get into Top Gun here. So go get some merch. I'll link down in the description. Top Gun. Kyle finally saw it. And let's get into the non-spoiler review. Kyle, positives, negatives. What were your positives of Top Gun? And if you say anything other than Miles Teller, I'm coming after you. So is the internet.
Well, Miles Teller has made all good movies and has never had a bad one, so why would I say anything bad about the guy? But when it
Divergent is
comes to
trash.
Top Gun Maverick in general, it was just the best time that I've had all year, which really kind of surprised me a bit. I have seen the first Top Gun, but it was a movie that I've liked, but obviously I didn't grow up with it, or I just didn't have any nostalgia with the movie. But I liked it. It's good for what it is for the time that it was made. But I was just really impressed that the takeaway for Top Gun Maverick wasn't fully going all in on nostalgia or fully trying to recreate what was done before. It did a good job at sticking with the times that we're in right now, and it did a good job at picking and choosing the battles of what to be nostalgic with and what to improve on for this new generation of moviegoers. And I think it did it very successfully. It's probably one of the few legacy type sequels that really does toe the line expertly on doing enough nostalgia, but also moving forward with what was done previously. And that's what I really liked here. I think not only with the scenario that Top Gun, the flight school, brings itself with, but also with Maverick, the character, I think it does a really good job at being more grounded and being more character driven. And I really appreciate that. Tom Cruise was very good in the first movie. I think he just expertly kills it in this one. It's like he grew up with this movie and this franchise and the character and understood how to age the character to where it still feels like him, but there is experience and age that comes along with the character. It doesn't feel like we're plopped back into the 80s. There is improvement with him. There's growth with his character, and he does a really good job through his acting of portraying that. On top of that, you can just clearly tell between the director and with Tom Cruise involved, they just did a fantastic job with the aerial action sequences when it comes to the planes. It looks and sounds terrific. In the theater that I went to, we've said this time and time again, it's not a very good theater when it comes to sound or visual, but they easily just made
Regal,
this
what are you
movie
doing?
terrific, and it didn't bother me at all. So it's just and it's a blast too. Like it knows how to make you like these characters enough to where when it comes to the action sequences, you feel the weight of the situation that they're in, and it's a situation that isn't. It doesn't have any sort of attachment. There's no name to the threat at all, and it does a really good job at making the movie not have any outside real life scenario noise coming through. And instead, it just really does a good job of, let's give you a movie that is great with its story, great with its characters, and great with the action without, the outside world invading what's supposed to be a movie going experience where you can shut your brain off and have a good time. Still enjoy the characters. It still makes you think about what happens in the movie. So it doesn't shut your brain off completely, but just enough to where it gives you that escapism. So I just really adored this movie for just sticking the landing and then some. I was very impressed by what they did here. What about you, Alex?
I gotta correct his blasphemy. The first Top Gun is an absolute stud of a movie. It is awesome on every level. Everything about this movie, it just said, "Oh, hey, we're gonna one up you because the tech got better." For this movie, to the first Top Guns is so good. Um, this movie is awesome. It for the first time in a long time felt like a real summer blockbuster. Like my summer has now began. Tom Cruise, all the actors, Miles Teller, everybody brings their A game. I think it's a really interesting story they come up with. Um, Obviously, the stuff in the it's Tom Cruise. Stuff in the planes is going to be amazing. The actors did such a great job. Uh, the training they went through. I've seen some videos. Um, but I just had a blast. I went to this movie. There, it was like the retirement home came out. There were like older dads with their sons who were a little bit older than me, who probably loved the first Top Gun together. They were cheering in the theater. There was gasps. There. It was one of the most fun experiences I've had in the theater in a long time. And
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun in No Way Home. I had fun in Batman that had a nice theater. But I think of the other movies that are not those Marvel, Star Wars kind of genre movies, and I think how like one or two of the Fast and Furious has had a fun crowd. It was an amazing crowd. The first Quiet Place was a good crowd. And this is right up there with them. It was fun. The last 45 minutes of Top Gun Maverick is freaking phenomenal. I was listening to
A
the
plus.
score, Danger Zone, all weekend long after I saw it. I'm thinking of growing a mustache. The story was fantastic. They did a great way. Some Sometimes I think we struggle here with the turn your brain off movie and the dumb movie. This is not a dumb movie. It's a fun,
No.
awesome action movie that is just full of life. I want to see it again. It was so much fun. I had a blast. Kyle, what were your negatives?
Oh, with when it comes to the students
Stop.
that he teaches at the Top Gun school, I wish for some of them there could have been a bit more to do with them or just to get to know them. But it's not really an issue with the movie because the ones that are important to the story, they get their time to shine, and then for the other ones, they have their moments, but it's enough of a moment to where you get the gist of the bond that is growing between all these students who are fighting without giving too much away, fighting for their chance for this situation, for this mission that they have to go on. So, but just that just goes to show that I really enjoyed this movie so much, and I just wish I could have more of all of the characters. But I understood that it's a Maverick movie first, it has to focus on a certain amount of characters before it gets too bogged down, and it's just more of a wishful thing that I think could have been cool to have in the movie. But it's still, I mean, I just rave so much about the positives. That's really all I have to say to bring out with the negatives. This movie is just
We have
very, very
no
excellent.
time, Kyle. We have no time for your backstories. We got to get in
Yeah.
and we got to get out. We got to train for it. Stop backstory. No, I'm just kidding. Uh, my only negative was the pacing in the beginning is a little bit. We're here. We're now here. Okay, here we are. Okay, everything's going well. Blah blah blah. Basic movie, action movie editing. I think at the beginning in its terms of its pacing, but once they actually start their training, they're starting to get going. The movie takes off. No pun intended, but very pun intended. And it's just a great time. I had a blast with this movie. If you like just basic action movies, you're gonna have a good time. If you're a fan of Top Gun, you're gonna have a great time. If you just are a fan of Tom Cruise, you're obviously gonna have a great time. And if you just need something that's just awesome, it's funny, it's heartfelt. There's some teary moments. It's a great movie. But anything else?
Hollywood needs to learn from this movie. More movies need to be like this. It's excellent. Please go out and check it out because when you watch it with a whole bunch of people, I was very impressed by how many people were so into this movie, and it just made the experience all the more better. So go see it in a theater if you can.
Absolutely. Guys, what do you think of the movie? Comment below. Let us know. Remember to like, subscribe, excuse me, and share. Thank you, Movie Meal patrons. Go join that. Go check out our podcast. We have lots of great reviews coming up. Obi-Wan Chapter 3 will be dropping here as soon as Kyle watches it. And we get to sit down and review it. Stranger Things should be coming out soon now that we've kind of had a chance to binge it. A lot has come out. So look out for those. And as always, thanks for watching, Mom.
See you guys.